Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new Naruto manga 635 prediction. And this week's chapter of Naruto pretty much was just a fun read. I mean, there wasn't anything in there that made it like a spectacular chapter that made you like probably fangasm all over the place. No, there was nothing in there like that, at least not to me. But, you know, it still was an enjoyable chapter because we got to see more of Team 7 working together, of course, correlating with the signing, which we all probably known that theme for the longest, that Team 7 is just like the signing, you know, the whole previous generation thing, history repeating itself thing. So, you know, I like that. You know, you see now that they have these summonings and you see them working together. You even see Sakura in this chapter with Katsuyu separating Katsuyu into multiple pieces, and then actually the slugs roll up to different shinobi, like different fighter shinobi, and start healing them. And I thought that was pretty cool to see that she actually has reached Tsunade's level, if not surpassed Tsunade, because she's doing it so fairly easily. You know, some people may expect Sakura to do something different, but I feel like this is pretty good. I mean, we haven't really. I mean, if you look at Sakura, did anybody really expect her to have like mountain busting feats or anything like that? No, I didn't really expect for her to be doing anything crazy like that in terms of combat wise. You know, her combat is pretty good, and on top of that, her healing jutsu is excellent. I mean, you see her healing a whole battlefield full of people. So, you know, I really like that Kishimoto is, you know, having Sakura do what she's doing. And then, of course, Naruto and Sasuke doing their whole team combo thing, which it's been a while to see them actually doing something together. So I actually like that touch to the chapter. Of course, Gamakichi with you know, he's showing off, of course. I mean, he hasn't really shown off too much of his skills, but you see he's wielding like a little blade now. You know, before Gamakishi was much smaller before we actually got to this arc. I mean, I think a couple arcs ago in Pain Invasion arc, we saw him sitting on his father's forehead. So I mean, it kind of surprises me that he's the size that he is now. You know, and even surprised Naruto in the chapter. But, you know, hey, what are you gonna do? And I still think it's pretty cool that he's actually out there instead of Gamabunta, because then, you know, really does show, okay, the previous generations, you know, surpassing the next, even when it comes down to summonings. You know, I kind of wonder about Sasuke's snake, though, Aoda. Like, is he Manda's son, or is he connected to Manda in some type of way? Because he is from the Ryuchi Cave, I believe, because I think that's where all the snakes actually come from. So I'm, you know, wondering about that. But I mean, that's not really a big worry of mine. I'm still wondering about Sasuke's hawks, though. Like, I know he has to have hawks still, so I don't know. I mean, when I really watched the combo that Naruto and Sasuke did in this week's chapter, because we see Sasuke, he's slithering on the ground with the snake, and then you see Naruto jump up in the air and then throw the Rasen Shuriken, and then they, you know, Sasuke does his Susanoo and then fires an Amaterasu arrow, and they combine together and they hit the Ten Tails. When you see all that, it kind of, at first I was like, okay, why didn't Sasuke just use a hawk to try to fly over all these things? But then it makes sense why they did that, because if he would have used the hawk, then of course he probably would have had the same incident like Sai had, where something was trying to throw things up at him. It was a little different with Gamakichi, though, because he had a sword to deflect all the different spears that the Ten Tails clones were throwing up at him. So, you know, I didn't mind that, and I thought it was pretty cool that Sasuke, you know, the way he was actually fighting, because you had him pull out the Chidori sword, he was cutting through things, cutting through those clones. So, you know, I like that, and I like the combo they did. I had foreseen that for the longest amount of time. I kept saying to myself, I was just like, eventually, like, and then this is way back. This is way before this arc started. When I saw Sasuke have Amaterasu, and I know Naruto has Rasen Shuriken, I was like, if Naruto and Sasuke team up, they've got to combine Amaterasu and the Rasen Shuriken. I thought it was going to make a fire tornado, though. It didn't make that. You know, because he had the little Susanoo arrow, and it kind of made like a pinwheel in a way. You know, and I wish it kind of would have had like a big explosive, I guess, fire tornado at the same time. But, you know, this still does it. And the Ten Tails, of course, was wounded a little bit. I know right now a lot of people are disappointed with the Ten Tails right now. And let me tell you, I am wanting the Ten Tails to do more than what it's doing. But then I think everybody has to keep in mind the Ten Tails is being held down by Hashirama right now. And on top of that, you know what I mean, you got to think about it's not even in its final form. You know, when its final form comes around, then we'll get to talking. Then we'll actually see what it can do. I mean, hopefully in its final form, it's just wrecking havoc completely. I mean, we've seen it do some excellent, probably the highest destructive feats in the Naruto series so far, with the tail beast bombs and all that. But hopefully, I mean, it gets a little bit more intelligent than what it is right now. Hopefully, you won't be able to just bind it down. Hopefully, it's, you know, uncontrollable, because I mean, that's how Madara made it seem. That's how Killer Bees made it seem. So, you know, I mean, the chapter again showcased mainly more of the Team Seven's abilities, and, you know, them working together as a team, and everybody getting wild more once again on the battlefield from that, and Shizune just reinforcing Sakura's improvement, and, you know, even the Hokage's kind of praising what Naruto and Sasuke did together. I will say though, the end of the chapter is what piqued my interest, and the end of the chapter I felt like left it a pretty decent cliffhanger, because you had Sai once again, or not Sai, but oh yeah, Sai. He questioned what Sasuke's real motives were, and that let us know as the readers that Sasuke saying he wants to become Hokage and all that isn't as black and white as it seems. Now, we don't know all the details and all that, but it doesn't actually seem like Sasuke may actually be like 100% good, which I was hoping, even if he did so-called turn over a new leaf, I was hoping that there was going to be, you know, still some darkness in there, because it seemed like it went a little bit too quickly, you know, at least for my liking. So, I mean, you had Sasuke at the end of the chapter say, like, you know, burn to the ground, something like that. And then when Sai stated that, and then he asked Jugo about that, Jugo was like, hell if I know. So, I mean, he doesn't really necessarily... I mean, Jugo, I don't know if maybe he knows and he's just not saying. I'm kind of thinking that he doesn't know, because, you know, he even said the chapter before that, like, Sasuke, what are you thinking? So, who knows what's going on with Sasuke. Sasuke, you know, may have a plan to, I don't know, obliterate the maybe not the leaf itself, but maybe he doesn't care about the people. Maybe he wants to kill everybody in the leaf, and possibly even actually take it over and maybe make a new hidden leaf, which is what he means by protecting Konoha. Or one of my friends even told me the idea that maybe he wants to destroy all the different shinobi villages except for Konoha now. Maybe he figures that's the best way to quote-unquote protect Konoha. You know, so I will actually, in a sense, I like that, because then it still gives some emotional value to the fight when Naruto and Sasuke actually fight against each other, because I was wondering how they were going to do that, how they were going to capture the same emotion, even if it's for the title of Hokage. I was like, the whole battle of like peace versus hatred and all that, I wanted to know, how is this going to happen? How are they going to be able to bring that out? You know, most of us, that's what I mean, I'm assuming most of us care about that when it comes down to the fight with Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto actually pulling Sasuke out of the darkness. So hopefully it's done well, and hopefully we get the same emotion that we all thought we were going to get. And also at the last end of the chapter, we had Orochimaru for the last panel appearing in front of Tsunade, saying that, you know, oh, you don't look so good, Tsunade. And that was the end of the chapter. Now, where I think we're going from here on out, of course, we're going to get Orochimaru next week, because we ended on that cliffhanger, so it makes 100%, you know, 100% sense that he would actually go ahead and focus on that. I would even say maybe, you know, I don't know if Orochimaru's going to kill the Kages or anything like that. I know I watched Jorge, his review, and I know he was hoping that they kill the Kages. I don't know if that necessarily serves much of a purpose, though, for him to kill the Kages just for the sake of killing the Kages. Because if that were the case, then I wouldn't see why Kishimoto wouldn't have just had Madara had finished him right there. So I'm thinking maybe he's going to heal them and maybe use them for some purpose, or maybe he's going to crack a deal with them. Because, I mean, I think Orochimaru, there's still something going on with Sasuke. I think Orochimaru's probably still got some bad in him. I mean, because everybody's saying, oh no, Orochimaru, he's got to still be bad. And at first I was like, maybe not. But then I'm thinking, okay, this dude, he still got something probably going on too, if Sasuke does. So maybe we're going to actually have, you know, him crack a deal. Maybe he's going to try to, I don't know, ask them for some DNA somewhere. Maybe even the Sage of Six Paths DNA. I mean, I don't know if the whole the Kages would actually know about that. But, you know, I don't know. I think that there's a reason why he decided to help them, more than just for the sake of doing it. You know, because, I mean, unless he really did turn over a new leaf, but there's probably something more there. So I think that, you know, us as the readers probably should definitely pay more attention, you know, or focus more on what Orochimaru's motives are at this point, and why he's continuing to go through this, other than just deciding to help the Kages. Kind of makes me wonder, too, has Tsunade healed herself completely? Did she because we know that before she was having Katsuyu help her and all that, and then Katsuyu's on the battlefield right now, so that she just poof and leave while she was healing Tsunade, or did Tsunade not have enough chakra, or did she heal herself and everybody else, but she's just weak right now. She's still needs more healing, but she doesn't have enough chakra to do it, or something along those lines. Because it would be kind of weird. It'd be kind of weird if she's like still dead, or not dead, but she's like still in half, and like Katsuyu is just all lax about it on the battlefield. I mean, I know this is war, but it's still a little weird. And what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm hoping that probably at the end of next week's chapter that we actually do have the Ten Tails reach its next form, which I think that we may actually have that happen, because I heard that either this week's chapter or the next week's chapter will be the end of this volume for Naruto, because we all know that all the chapters that come out in Weekly Shonen Jump eventually turn into volumes. So it would make sense if they actually have the Ten Tails final transformation come up somewhat soon, because right now the alliances seem like they've gained the upper hand. They're doing their own thing. I don't know when we'll see Obito rush back in. Maybe once the Ten Tails actually reaches its final form, but the focus seems to be on the Ten Tails right now, so I think that we'll see its final form before we really focus on anything else. So next week's chapter, what I think is going to happen, probably part of it focus on Orochimaru. The alliance, they'll probably, now that they hit the Ten Tails, maybe think they've got the upper hand. Maybe now they're going to try to start sealing this thing up or whatever. And then right when all that happens, bam, Ten Tails final form, let's go. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My rating overall for this week's chapter, I would have to say maybe just a, I'll say solid Chunin. Chunin to Jonin, like I say high Chunin to Jonin chapter. So I'm gonna go with Chunin. Chunin seems pretty fair. It was okay chapter, pretty smooth all over, and left a good cliffhanger at the end. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to rate this video. So if you did like this video, please don't forget to go ahead and throw us a thumbs up. And also don't forget to go ahead and comment down below and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content and you would like to see more. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.